Star Wars Unlimited enthusiasts, welcome to today's video where we're going back to LOF to play Kylo LOF Splash Yellow. More important, the 5th place deck from the PQ in Mitchell, Australia, held on May 16th of this year. Kylo LOF has been one of those leaders I definitely enjoyed before rotation because he had a lot more uses in pre-rotation because he had a lot more different plays. He was definitely very much a meta viable deck in the Secrets of Power format. He was just a really, really cool leader. And he has a really, really neat showcase as well. I wish I had in my collection. I mean, if we're honest, this is the best version of Kylo. If we're talking the Disney sequel trilogy stuff, this is the best version of Kylo. Right here, Episode 8. Episode 8 Kylo, Episode 7 Kylo is the best Kylo, and then he kind of just gets thrown overboard in Episodes 8 and 9. But, well, that's what happens when you let two different Rian Johnson decide to direct the next Star Wars film. But nonetheless, he's still a very good leader. While he has not made a heavy splash in this current metagame, he's still a very fun leader to play around with. And I decided, you know what? Let's have some fun with good old Kylo. Kylo states on his frontside action, tap him, discard a card from your hand, any card in your hand. But if it's a upgrade card, you get to draw a card. He flips for 7. It's 5/5 in Sentinel, but when he flips, you may play any number of upgrades, one at a time, from your discard pile, paying its cost and attaching it to Kylo. Kind of the gimmick that you would have done with Kylo is you would have pitched a couple of different like lightsabers or stuff like that, and then you would have pitched snapshot reflexes, allowing you to attach a couple of things and then play snapshot reflexes, and then being able to swing with snapshot reflexes into your opponent's base that attack, which is pretty nice. As well as back then we also had Hotshot Blaster, and being in yellow meant that we are able to use Hotshot Blaster, attaching it straight from our resources and then attacking again with Kylo there. So your kind of gimmick is that you're going to build this big Kylo Sentinel body with using all these upgrades, and then you're going to swing for a big mass of damage and then potentially just lose the Kylo afterwards. But still, I mean, a big Sentinel can be very hard to get rid of most of the time for many different deck strategies. So that was kind of the gimmick of Kylo. Your deck is heavy on upgrades because you're going to just pitch them to draw them. So you were able to cycle out your deck. Back in the pre-rotation meta, we saw Kylo running around with Data Vault. So you would play 60 cards, but again, that didn't really matter when Kylo was able to pitch and draw, and able to draw a lot more into your deck, unlike other Data Vault strategies that don't really have like a consistent draw engine besides drawing the top 2 when you go into your regrouping phase. So we're running the new Splash Yellow base, the 𝐂𝐐𝐏. This is, of course, the base that this player was using, but you could also play the other yellow splash base if you wanted to. They're just playing the 𝐂𝐏, I guess, for the fun of it. I'm not sold on splash bases at all, but I can see the reasoning for them. I mean, they're kind of good. Typically, if you're going to run a splash base, you're typically only going to run a few cards that can utilize the splash ability, but not a lot of times will you run a lot of cards that can utilize the splash ability. But still, it's a nice card to have. I like what they can do. I just don't like them as bases. So, moving on to our deck. For our ground units, we have triple Gardenian. When play, name a card, look at your opponent's hand, and discard a card with that name in it. So you have to name a card, look at your opponent's hand, and then you can discard anything with that name. So this is more impactful if you have a way to know what's in your opponent's hand and then can counteract it. It does have plot. We got Two-Face Trog with Sentinel, and then when play, if your opponent takes control of this unit, do create 2 credit tokens. We might use this more for the Sentinel more than just giving it to our opponent to gain the 2 credit tokens, but there is a chance we could give this to our opponent to gain the 2 credit tokens, mainly because that does allow us to utilize Kylo's ability when he flips a little better than previous, because we can give this to our opponent, create 2 credit tokens, hold those credit tokens from when we flip Kylo on his 7th turn, and then able to burn those credits to put on a couple more upgrades onto our Kylo Ren. And finally, triple Anakin Skywalker. We will be able to use both of these effects. Kylo is very good at using both of these effects because we are able to pitch any upgrade from our hand into our trash to draw one. So we are going to be able to get the -3/-3 to 2 units, or a -6/-6 to 1 unit. We have then for space double Cantwell. When played, you may disclose double blue and black. If you do, exhaust enemy unit that can't ready while this unit is in play. This is really nice to hit your opponent's ground leader or anything like that. Any kind of nuisance your opponent has, just go Cantwell, showcase the cards, and then just freeze it in place. And then finally, triple Annihilator. When played, when defeated, you may defeat an enemy unit. If you do, search its controller deck and hand for each card with that name and discard them. As a reminder, the Annihilator just looks for the name of the card, not subtitles. So if you hit a Luke Skywalker, it's going to get rid of all Luke Skywalkers. For our events, we have double tip the scale. Look at your opponent's hand and discard a non-unit card from it. Just a way to kind of control your opponent's hand. And this also allows us then to use the Ardidian. So if we want to do these together, we need to have 4 resources. We can go tip the scale, look at our opponent's hand, and then we can go Gardinian to then rip a card, name another card, and rip it right out of our opponent's hand. 1 aggressive negotiations to go for the win in games. Attack with a unit. For this attack gets +1 for each card in your hand. So basically we're trying to go for game with the Kylo after he flips. On the next turn after Kylo flips, we can just go aggressive negotiations and pound our opponent in the face with a big old honking Kylo Ren. As a reminder, if we don't use the splash space to pay the red penalty, we do have to pay 5 for this card. Triple crushing blow to kill any non-leader unit that costs 2 or less. Triple hold for questioning, exhaust enemy unit. If you do, look at its controller hand and discard a card from it that shares an aspect with the unit. Again, that's really nice to combo with a Gardinian. Double sweep the area, turn 2 non-leader units in the same arena with a combined cost 3 or less on our hand. Again, nice to combo with the Gardinian or bounce back tokens as well. Triple the tree remembers a unit, and an enemy unit loses all abilities for this phase. If it costs 3 less, you can just straight up kill it. Triple no glory on the results. Take control of a non-leader unit and defeat it. Triple loss of forgotten to defeat a non-leader unit. If you do, heal 3 damage from your base. Double hyperspace disaster to kill all space units. We are still very much into this odd, like, space heavy format right now because of Luke and Vader and Boba from JTL are very much still very powerful in this meta and are still taking tops in this meta. So this is very important. But if we don't see our opponents playing enough space to really facilitate this, we can easily side it out to side in something else that we need that maybe more facilitates for what our opponent is playing. But it's still nice to have there, especially if we're running also into Piet as well, as this is a great way to nuke off those capital class vessels that Piet is playing out. Then triple Rhodinium detonation. Each player may return a non-leader unit on hand and then defeat all non-leader units. It's just a nice pseudo board wipe besides the leader, so it's a nice way to clean up the board. And then we have single reactor ignition. Defeat all units for each enemy unit defeated this way. Deal 1 damage to its controller's base. So we will have to use the splash base to pay the red penalty here, but otherwise we do have to pay 10 for this. But still, this is a nice way to just board clear. If our opponent is going heavy in the wide state, we can just use our splash base to splash this out and then kill the board. Do be mindful that this does potentially kill our Kylo off, but if we haven't flipped Kylo yet and we want to use this first before flipping Kylo, then we have that ability as well. For the upgrades, we have double ascension cable attached to a non-vehicle unit. It gains saboteur. This is pretty nice to put on Kylo so that we can dodge out our opponent's sentinels. 1 heirloom lightsaber. Again, we'd have to pay 4 for this because there's no way to ignore the heroic aspect penalty. Attached unit as a force unit does gain restore 1. Double Kylo's Ren lightsaber. If this unit is a force unit, it gains this unit can't be exhausted by any card abilities. Nice way just to not have Kylo be exhausted. Triple condemn. We're not pitching this to play it onto Kylo. We want to keep this in our hand and only really remove it, pitch it to draw if we absolutely need to. We typically want this in our hand so we can go put this on our opponent's leader unit or any unit we're afraid of, and then so that we can constantly show that blue-black, so that one on attack defended player may disclose blue-black. If they do, this unit gets -6 for this attack and loses all other abilities. Just a nice way to kind of counteract our opponent's leader when they try to swing. Triple constructed lightsaber. We are villainy, so we're only going to care about the fact that we gain grade 2 while attached, and a triple moral authority. Again, we'll have to pay 5 for this, but if we attach to a friendly unique unit, attached unit captures an enemy non-linear unit with less remaining HP than it. But again, we can easily pitch this to the graveyard, these two to our graveyard to draw 1, and then giving us that Anakin's extra -3/-3 effect. For the sideboard, one more tip the scale, one more two-face Trog, 2 Governor Shuttle. When played, each opponent chooses a unit they control and defeated, including this unit, can be chosen as a defeated target. 1 Retaliation, defeat a unit that don't damage your base. This phase, I don't like Retaliation. I still do not like it at all, but I do respect what it can do, and trust me, there are times where easily being able to nuke your opponent's leader off the board because they happen to attack your base is sometimes pretty nice. Just be mindful that there's a chance that you could die to stuff like that or attacks like that. So there's always a threat with using Retaliation because you have to have your base get attacked, and sometimes that does hurt specifically based on what you need to retaliate against. But it's still a very good card because it does punish someone for attacking with the base with a unit. So it can punish many different styles of decks. Double the Stranger with Ambush and Grit, and then while attacking, you may have the defending player deal deal combat damage before this unit attacks. So basically, in essence, you play the Stranger, you're going to whatever you're going to ambush into, you have your opponent hit you in the face first, giving you your Grit, and then you punch back and kill the unit. You don't take any more damage because you took the damage first, and then you are dealing the damage next. Instead of simultaneous damage happening, you take the damage first, and then you deal back damage to your opponent, which is very nice. The Stranger is definitely a very, very good card. Watch this. This is from the Hoth set, by the way. This is from the starter set Hoth. Return a non-linear unit that costs 6 or less to its own hand. Exhausts each other enemy unit in the same arena. So it's not bad. It's kind of it's kind of an outmaneuver, just not a great outmaneuver, but it's an okay card. And then finally, double Grand Admiral Thrawn with when played, an opponent chooses a non-linear unit they control. If they do, this unit captures that unit. If they don't, ready this unit. So basically, because it's non-leader, if your opponent only has out the leader, you can play this and have a 7/8 Thrawn standing ready to immediately punch something. And then when defeated, a friendly unit captures an enemy non-leader unit in the same arena. So it's a pretty nice card altogether. So that is our Kylo LOF Splash Yellow deck. Let's jump to Carabas to see how well we do in a best 2 out of 3. Alright folks, we got some Talzin Force Yellow. Kind of right now what everyone's really playing with Talzin right now really is Force Yellow. So we are looking at an okay hand. I mean, we have the Anakin, we have Moral, we have a couple of interesting things. I think we'll keep. I think we're fine, like pitching an Ascension Cable and a Lost and Forgotten. I want to keep the Anakin. So anyways, our Mother Talzin's going to begin with a Secret of Sage. We're just going to go pitch a Moral Authority to draw yet another Moral Authority. This will probably just be resourced. We're just going to pass. Sweep the Area actually is going to be pretty nice in this deck because we can actually bounce some stuff back. So again, we'll probably pitch the Constructed Lightsaber this turn. Just like fill up our discard with a couple of things. We're going to put a Constructed Lightsaber. We're going to draw a Rodanian. Ooh, a Darth Traya on attack. How about Darth Traya goes back to the hand? Let's not play with Darth Traya. Well, a pretty cool card, and I wish I had more Darth Trayas in my collection because I think that's definitely a very fun card to play with. That does strip, of course, him from... if he wants to play it again, he has to play it again. So at this point, I would rather have the ability to draw another card. He has the initiative, so I mean, I'm going to put the Rodanian, or the Hold for Questioning. I probably should have kept it in hand, if I'm being honest, but I did want to keep the Moral Authority just because it does give me a draw here. And depending on what he plays, if it's a 3 cost or less, Talzin's Assassin for nothing. Yeah, let's just get rid of Secret of Sage. I mean, let's just at least remove some damage that's coming after us. Again, Mother Talzin does flip next turn. That is the thing. We don't need all these Rodanian. Now this is where I wish I had something I could do with this. Anyways, we're gonna soft pass right now. I want to see what he's gonna drag out. I mean, Mother Talzin is gonna drag out and deal 3 more damage to me, but I mean, I'd rather see what he's gonna drag out on this for his 5 energy turn, because I can usually no glory only results that off the board. We'll soft pass again. The thing we do need to be mindful of is that he can easily just go for a, we're just going to kill that. Now they do have a constructed lightsaber, which does mean, of course, I'm going to be taking raid 2 to the face here. Just going to claim, I tip the scales, we can put the moral authority away. We don't need that one anymore. Alright, we can go Anakin. Give -3, put her on 4 health points left, which means I only take 2 damage here because of... Oh, aggressive okay, he aggressive negotiationed me. So he hit me with an aggressive negotiation out of aspect, paying 5, and then being able to do some stuff with it. We'll put the Gardenian away. We are dead here because of the extra raid 2 if we don't... we could put a condemn onto it, but I don't see a reason than just going for, of course, the Kylo play here. We can go Kylo, put, I guess, a constructed lightsaber and put out a Gardenian and name like the Stranger or Aggressive Negotiations or something like that. I mean, we can easily do that. We're going to play Kylo... Play Gardenian, trigger Gardenian, and we're going to name, let's name Talzin's Assassin. Okay. They do have a Stranger. I was 100% joking about a Stranger being in my opponent's deck. That's hilarious that I was talking about the Stranger. So we'll just attach the constructed lightsaber. And that be that. We do have the ability to go tip the scale and burn that aggressive negotiations out of his hand, but I mean, the weird part is he really can't go the Stranger at me because the Stranger will basically kill him. That's hilarious. Yep, I know he had those cards. So what's he resting? Okay, so he's gonna rest the Kylo here. We're going to hit the Mother Talzin for 5, so that when the Mother Talzin swings at Kylo, it's just a straight kill. We're going to go tip the scale. The Shadow Point doesn't really matter to me because he can't Shadow Point me. I would rather... I mean, aggressive negotiations on the Cantwell is scary. So I think that's what we're going to rip out of his hand. We could rip the Stranger out of his hand as well. That is a thing we can do. I mean, we do have the ability to go Lost and Forgotten to kill off the Cantwell and heal 3 here. But he'd have to have drawn his 3rd aggressive negotiations to win this game here. I'm just going to kill the Cantwell and heal the 3 here. We're going to kill off the Cantwell. I'm going to take my 3 health points. Basically heal half the damage I took on the Cantwell. So he potentially has a Stranger and a Shadow Point in hand. So that's the only 2 cards I know. It's a Stranger, the Stranger, and a Shadow Point. So we could easily have Gardenian. Okay, so using Shadow Point to kill off that. That's still not... He still can't technically get through me here because he'd have to technically kill. We'll put 1 more damage on Mother Talzin. I mean, there's not much else we can really do here. So that will be a trade there. We're going to name the Stranger. No Strangers, but we do see double condemn and 1 no glory only results. So he's got double condemn and no glory only results. Now again, this is just going to tell us what we have. So, I mean, it's not horrible there. It just kind of sucks that now there's not really a reason to do anything. We'd have to get either an Annihilator out on the board or one of our Cantwells. Talzin's Assassin to kill that off. Basically saying that... basically telling us... Because we know they have Okay, so we know they have 4 resources. We don't know what the remaining stuff in the 4 resources is. So we're going to go Gardenian. Let's do Condemn, because this gets rid of all their condemns. So, oh no, wait, we just get rid of 1 card. Now what do we want to do? Because we have to go, we got to condemn this so that we don't take the damage. And then, yeah, there's nothing really else to do. We're just going to pass. It's pretty nice. Skip resourcing. 2 there. We do have the condemn trigger. I mean, we have the condemn trigger right here. We just need to show blue-black, so that's the card we're going to go for the condemn. Hilariously enough, you know what? I want another card. Let's get the, okay, so the 𝐒𝐓𝐾𝐄, okay. I mean, if he goes wide, that's the thing. I have the ability to clean out a wide state off this board. Condemn on condemn. Well, I know for a fact he has the card, so that's hilarious that he did the condemn on the condemn. Yes, a condemn on a condemn does counteract condemn. It's a weird thing. So anyways, we're going to throw in our Strange Man. We are going to throw in, I don't think we really need Retaliation. I feel like Stranger's enough, and we're going to drop Moral Authority down to a 1 of. And yeah, I think that's where we're going to go with. I just want my Strangers as well, because we know he has the Strangers. But I mean, there's nothing we really can do about a Strange Man. You know? The Stranger is going to be strange, everybody. The Stranger is going to be strange. I guess at that other turn, there might have been an aspect where instead of going on our 8th turn, we should have just burnt the 𝐂𝐿 ability and gone for a single reactor ignition, kill off his board state. Yeah, we give him an extra draw 1, but we would have cleaned it up. And then we could have gone Gardenian named Condemn and got rid of a Condemn. I thought he got rid of all cards with the name. Oh, just discard a card. I forget the card. I thought there was a card in the game where you discard all cards with the same name as it. I'm forgetting that card. I don't think I've seen it a lot played and all that. So we're gonna start, of course. I mean, we have a couple of drops, so you know what? We'll keep, because we can go Gardenian here and try to name something. Like we could name like Talzin's Assassin or anything like that. We can just start like seeing what he's got early in his hand and kind of sculpting from there, kind of figuring out what we want to do. We're going to get rid of Moral Authority to get an Ascension Cable. Okay, so let's go Gardenian. Let us name Talzin. Let's do a Talzin's Assassin. Okay, so we know he's got a Darth Turea coming up, a Count Dooku, and then an Anakin. All right. So just a nice way to kind of know what we're expecting to see here. Kind of hilarious. I know this guy only plays like a very few class ships, so Hyperspace Disaster is not really going to hurt us. But we can use this to bounce back the Darth Turea back to his hand, basically reset him again. All right. Kylo pitch. Yep, we can bounce the Darth Turea back to his hand. We can hit his base for 1, and we can pass. That's nice. The Annihilator can go, just because it's kind of useless right now. I mean, if this guy really wants to ambush me with a Darth Tyrannus, he can be my guest and pay 4 to hit me with a Darth Tyrannus. Kylo pitch, condemn. There's a Darth Tyrannus. Is he going to ambush it? Yep. Okay, we can go this to kill that. Again, Darth Tyrannus only gets the ambush while it controls the force. We're going to just pass from there. We could put a two-faced Trog. It would instantly die to Darth Tyrannus, but heck, we could do it. We're just going to put that away. I mean, we're taking 7 this turn. So that is a thing we have to be mindful of, is that we are taking 7 this turn. Technically not, because we'll just put a condemn under the Mother Talzin. Ooh, we have plot. We have some plotting going on over here from this Mother Talzin. A Gardenian. What are they going to name? I would say 𝐂𝐐 if I'm being honest. Hold for questioning. Unfortunately, no hold for questioning, but they did see I have a 𝐂𝐐 to put on the Mother Talzin. I mean, they could condemn on the Mother Talzin, but they also know for a fact I have 2 single reactor ignitions in my hand. Ooh, look. It's my stranger. He's here to be strange. The weird part, though, is the stranger doesn't kill anything on this board. He cannot kill a thing on this board, and it's hilarious. He actually cannot murk a single person here because Dark Tyrannus technically would just be pinging off the shield. Mother Talzin only puts me the 4, and I can't kill half these guys because of their shields. It's kind of hilarious. So we're just going to kill the Dark Tyrannus because he's the highest thing here because this is only 3 damage at me. And again, I do own a card to show for Mother Talzin. 2 base, pitch, draw the 𝐂𝐏. 𝐂𝐏's not too bad either. We're just going to claim. I mean, we have some really good cards in here for what we want to do. I mean, there are some pretty interesting things. Like, we can give ourselves Saboteur, which is pretty nice, allowing us to dodge shield so we could go after the Krennic and kill the Krennic. And again, we have the Stranger here, which also can be used for the Mother Talzin as well. So we kind of just got to figure out what we really want to do in this state as we see a Night Sister come down. We need to put a tree remembers away. I don't think we're going to need some trees right now. So anyways, we're going to deploy Kylo Ren. I'm not fine playing that. So anyways, we're going to go for 4, 6. So we'd have to play these 2 together, but this would give us Saboteur, and this would give us a +2 and a restore 1. Or we could put on Kylo's lightsaber, give us 2, 4, and then we could do 7 here, which I think is just the better thing to do, is just kind of play that even though we have heirloom. So we could play all that, making a 9-14 blocker. What did they do? That's hilarious. I think my opponent forgot to read my ability. So thanks to this, if you attach as a force unit, it gains ability. It can't be exhausted by any card abilities. They tried to go hold for questioning. Hold for questioning's effect specifically states, I mean, I'll let them roll it back because it's a really dumb idea. So what they did was they went hold for questioning, trying to hold for question the Kylo. Kylo Ren's lightsaber negates the ability, and hold for questioning only gets its effect. Like, it only gets its effect to basically see my hand and pitch a card that matches it if it rests. Kylo can't be rested because of the effect of my lightsaber. So I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, so we had a Krennic kill me, Night Sister attacked me, Gardenian can do 1 more damage. If he tries to attack with the Mother Talzin, it's kind of pointless. So yeah, I did take a -3/-3, by the way, from the Anakin, so that's not really impactful. So I mean, depending on what we want to do, we actually can go Stranger, kill Anakin here. I don't care if he swings a Krennic at me. It's just 2 more damage. And again, so now a 𝐒𝐻. That's hilarious. We can actually play 1 more. We'll put a Cantwell away. I'm not too scared of what he has right now. I mean, we can easily put another lightsaber because 5, 6, 7, 8 goes here. We can trigger ambush into Anakin. Defender will deal damage first to me. I'm going to hit the Anakin there. Kind of does suck. I didn't realize that the Anakin doesn't die there. I guess I should have gone after the Krennic. I mean, because that would have, technically the Krennic would have killed me there. All right, we're going to put a constructed lightsaber under the Kylo Ren here so that he survives this 𝐒𝐻 swing as well as this Krennic swing, and makes him a near impossible beat stick with the ability to gain raid 4 on the attack. And I'm still sitting here, and also I have a 6 damaging Stranger. So he's going to run at me with the 𝐒𝐻, triggering the 𝐒𝐻's ability to hit me with the -2/-2, which isn't all that bad of an attack here. But the problem is the Stranger kills him. I have 5 damage and I'm hitting for 6. He has 6 health points left. The Stranger kills him. So I just claim the initiative here unless he can deal with the Stranger. He can get that. By the way, he could swing with Mother Talzin here. I mean, yeah, you get an experience token. Congratulations on the Nihilus swinging. Yeah, I'll just show condemn. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Stranger for game. We can put another tree. I mean, Stranger for game. All right, we're going into that all-important game number 3. I like game number 3. Let's see. We could bounce a Nihilus back, but I really don't want to bounce a Nihilus back. Honestly, I know we're going to go first. He's going to go first. There is a point to maybe using retaliation, but I don't think there really is. I think this is a good enough. I think this is actually pretty well built for what we need to do. Sure, maybe we should have had the Stranger go and kill the Krennic, but I think honestly thinking about it, the Stranger wasn't too bad doing what he did. Oh, this is a pretty good hand. We'll keep. I'm going to have to put away Lost and Forgotten just because it's just so much better. So he's going to put out a Karis. You know what? I'm just going to claim there's not overly like an overall reason for me sometimes just to pitch. It'd be better for me to go for Hold for Questioning. And we can get rid of this Talzin's Assassin here. Then I can go for pitch of that. And we can pass. The Axe Forgets is real nice here as well. We're gonna have to put away the Heirloom because I still want to keep my Stranger for something. So we're gonna go for the Axe Forgets to kill Karis off. Then we're going to pitch the Constructed Lightsaber. The Rodinian might actually come up randomly enough in this matchup. Hilariously enough, it might come up. Because of how the effect works. Now, we could easily just drop the Stranger, play him as normal, and then punch our opponent in the face. And just knock out the shield and then have him be normal, and then we could easily use the effect as well for other things. But I'm not completely sure. I mean, we don't have... I guess we have one upgrade to pitch here. Just doesn't feel like a great upgrade to pitch. We don't really want to pitch Condemn to draw one. We can go Axe Forgets to kill off one of the Sages. I mean, that does negate 2 damage we take. Does mean we don't have the ability to run the Stranger out. I mean, if he goes into a wide stage where Dinium Detonation isn't too bad, so we can just kill off the other Sage here, just make sure we have a couple things. This actually isn't too bad in the Mother Talzin deck, honestly. We're just going to claim initiative because, again, I do not want to pitch Condemn just to draw one. I'd rather put it next turn on the Mother Talzin and deal with Mother Talzin that way. Two-Face Trog. Well, I guess next... Yeah, we're going to put the Cantwell away because what we're going to do here is I'm going to put down the Two-Face Trog. I'm going to pass on it, giving him credit tokens. I just want it to be punched in the face. I wanted to guard my life a little bit here. It ain't going to be guarding my life very long. We can condemn Mother Talzin. And we can easily just go next turn into Rodinian Detonation and force him to pick a guy and then kill him. Stranger. Yeah, we can put this away. Let's go Rodinium Detonation. Okay, so again, each player may return a non-leader unit to his own hand. I choose nothing. I don't get my opponent's choice. Clearly, I don't control his units. So he's going to bounce back the Anakin, which makes sense. But with nothing on the board state right now, the Anakin's not really impactful to play. And he knows for a fact I condemned his mother Talzin. So he'd have to have kind of a waste, in my opinion, of the Anakin, if I'm being honest. We'll just claim from here. I think at this point, let's just throw the stranger away. He's not, I don't think he can really do much this turn. We're going to go for the ability. We're just going to nuke the two of them off. And I mean, there's no reason for us to really concern. We still have the ability to drop Kylo if need be later on. So it's kind of like right now we're running into this weird grind game, and we do need to put something of heroic away. That is a thing. So we are just going to have to put this away. We are going to first discard to draw one. We do have a Gardenian. We have no idea what's in my opponent's hand at all. Swinging there for 2 damage. Let's deploy Kylo. We're going to just ignore Gardenian. We are going to go for Kylo's lightsaber. Constructed lightsaber, and we're just going to pass on the condemn. We can trigger the ability of Gardenian. We are going to say condemn. Okay, so there's no condemn in their hand, but they have an aggressive negotiations, a hold for questioning, which doesn't really matter against Kylo. Another Darth Traya, a 𝐿𝐴𝐄𝐄. Okay, Shadow Point really isn't dangerous because you can't Shadow Point a leader with Shadow Point, so that's not really a fear for me. And aggressive negotiations isn't anything I fear either, so no point. Sweep the area might be nice. We'll put another Gardenian away. We are 1 away, by the way, from getting able to do this. Aggressive negotiations, then burning the force to deal an extra 2 damage to me. Using, of course, aggressive negotiations to hit me with all that damage. The Kylo is going to be close to death here, so we're just going to swing per normal. We're going to have the Gardenian hit the Krennic for 1 there. Knocking out his shield, so he does come after the Kylo. It's a kill. GG's, I would think so. I mean, I go up to being this. I mean, yeah, technically it's not really anything fearful. So, I mean, we can just go this on this, heal 3, and then pass. And then we can skip resourcing this turn. I mean, if there's anything, we can easily just do the restore 2. I mean, this has anything. So, I mean, if he has anything to play, it's... he's got the condemn. I'll give him credit. He actually had it. He had the condemn. Well, I gained Sentinel randomly enough, but I don't think it's worth wasting. The condemn does give me -6, but technically it doesn't negate the fact that Kylo's getting all the buffs. Just gives me a -6 to my attack. So, yeah, that Darth Traya can go back to your hand now. I'm glad she came to the party for a couple minutes, for a couple seconds. I mean, he does take 2 damage here regardless, so I could put another one on him, but I don't think it's really worth it, so we're just going to pass. Is it worth going Annihilator this turn? I think we'll just skip the resourcing. I don't think the Annihilator is really that threatening. Talzin Assassin, but again, he didn't have the Force, so that does choke him there. So, I mean, we can easily go Stranger. We can hit for 1. 𝐿𝐴𝐄𝐄, we can attack. Yep, I mean, he's going to have the card either way. We can go Stranger, trigger, attack. Deals damage first, I'll kill that off. Let's go tip the scale. Let's get rid of this. And then we can pass. We can skip resources. I mean, we got the win here either way, because even the 𝐿𝐴𝐄𝐄 attacks, it can only go through the Kylo. Yeah, I mean, the game was mine either way. So that's a win. All right, folks. Kylo LOF Splash Yellow was able to get a win against Mother Talzin. Force Yellow. But is he good? Tough question. I don't think he's good going into this meta. I think he can definitely get you in like certain PQs, depending on how the meta rolls out that PQ, yeah, he could definitely take you games because he does have some powerful abilities. He does have some ways to control the board state. He does have some ways to kill things off and stabilize. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do it. But the meta is just so I wouldn't say hyper aggressive. It's just aggressive. For a lot of red strategies right now are just going to beat you in quick. Boba does it by the turn he flips. Luke does it by the turn he flips. A lot of decks do it by the time their leader flips. Most of them are dropping aggressive negotiations to win the game. I mean, we saw for the mothered Talzin there, they were running out of aspect aggressive negotiations to win. Heck, we're running out of aspect aggressive negotiations to win. Fantasy Flight, is it time to consider the aggressive negotiations has stayed a little too long if now decks are running it out of aspect? It's as bad now as when Force Throw was being run out of aspect for other decks because of the Force Unit aspect of it. But yeah, I still think he's a fun leader. I really enjoy him. I 100% would love to have a showcase of him in my collection. But technically, really, because we have only 2 sets before we rotate him out of the format, is it good right now to pick him up? No, but heck, if he falls once he goes into Eternal, then I'll definitely pick up his showcase, because like I said, I enjoy his showcase art 100%. But guys, I want your thoughts down in the comments on the Kylo LOF Splash Yellow deck, and on the gameplay. And while you guys are commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you know when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Modern Dragons TCG.